Have we all quit jobs before?
Yes.
We've all quit a job.
2 weeks notice.
Has your quitting been dramatic? Has it been contentious?
Depends on the job.
Like, give me an example of a contentious quitting.
I got on the loudspeaker at a hardware store.
Get out of here. Did you really?
On my way out, yeah. This guy was I don't know if you could say the word he was on the air, but he was a jerk. The guy that owned it was a total jerk. And he treated it, I mean, he made cashiers cry every day. This guy was like a tyrant that owned this hardware store.
So he was the owner, not just the manager. He's the guy that owned it.
He was the owner. And he
was like a mom and pop kind of place?
Kind of. It was a True Value, but it was like privately owned
Yeah.
in between Murfreesboro and Carbondale, Illinois. It was one of my first jobs. And, you know, I'm like outside and like Christmas time, I was working in the lawn and garden department, hanging up Christmas trees. It's freezing cold. Like, it was just like tough job. I had like went out on a delivery with like all these bricks in the back of a thing, and then a guy cut me off, and I had to slam on the brakes, and all the bricks went through the back windshield and almost crushed me. And this guy like came out, and he didn't even ask if I was okay.
Wow.
He like came out to the accident site, and he was just like, "What'd you do to my truck?"
Nice.
And I was like, "Cool, bro." And then he made like a few people cry. I mean, he literally would tell people they were worthless, like employees and stuff.
Wow.
And then when I quit,
like, what could you do?
I got on the phone on the loudspeaker and let everybody in the store know who owned the store and what kind of guy he was. And
Well, what could you do to piss off as a cashier or somebody who works at a hardware store for a man to tell you you're useless?
I don't know, man. This guy was just a jerk. He was just like an absolute horrible human being. Like, he was not a cool guy. He was never nice. He just
treated
it was like his
garbage.
little kingdom, and he ruled with an iron fist, and like he just was mean. And I remember he said something to me, and I chucked a ladder down a aisle of Christmas lights. It was Christmas time.
A lot of show.
I took a lot of them out with me, and then I popped on the phone
and did it.
Gave him the old razzle dazzle on the way out. Let everybody know what a piece of crap he was, and all the cashiers were applauding on my way.
Oh, wow.
Hero.
Was it a slow clap?
No, like another person quit with me. It's like, you know what? You're right.
You're a hero.
Another lady walked out with me.
Oh, was it a who's coming with me situation?
I
Jan.
didn't even try.
Jan.
Who's coming with me?
Thank you, Jan.
It was that was probably the most dramatic exit.
Every job I've quit, and I've quit a couple jobs. It's no drama. Like, it's been kind of respectful.
Yeah.
I guess I've
Everywhere
got
else,
another job, or we're done here.
It's a drama for me, I guess. That Kmart one I told you about. I just told you about it a couple weeks ago again. When everybody said I could keep my earring, I just stretched it. Now I got a gauge 6 plug. I don't want to take it out. It hurts too bad, man. And Terry back in the training department said it was fine. I watched a training video, went up. This guy told me I had to take it out.
Couldn't put a Band-Aid over it?
No. He was like, no, you have to take it out. And I was like, dude, this was not the deal. Not what I signed up for. And I did like a 4-hour shift and had a break. And I just
never came back.
I'm still on break.
Still waiting for you.
Still on break.
Did you ever punch out?
No, dude.
Never punched out, huh?
No, I shouldn't have done that either. I feel a little guilty about that now. But
Yeah, it's a douche. It's a douche move.
yeah.
But when you're younger, you don't think about it.
I was like, man, you know what? They probably haven't even like put in the paperwork yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this is gonna be a big hassle for them. The weird thing is, my mom was like working in the food court because she was just looking for something to do during the summers because she was a teacher.
Yeah.
It was before she retired, so she was working in the food court. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go out to the car for my first break.
You didn't even tell your mom that you quit and she worked there?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I wanted to make a I don't think I decided until I was sitting in the car on break, and I was like, I put my earring back in. I was like, it hurts. Everything's throbbing. The only other one was a shoe store. That shoe store that made me do a 9-hour or 10-hour shift or something on Saturdays, and they said, hey, you're gonna be needed tomorrow 9 o'clock or for another 9-hour shift. I was like, I can't do that, man.
I ain't no Al Bundy.
You're gonna have to do it. I was like, I can't do that. I can't do it. I think you'll be fine without me.
Learn any drama while quitting?
No, always ended politely and respectfully.
Me too. I feel weird that I don't have any good stories of quitting. Scott?
Yeah, I believe all mine were pretty kosher. There was one that I guess the most interesting way I left a job is whenever Moon called me on a Wednesday and asked, "Hey, would you like to do merch for my band?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, we'll be in St. Louis on Friday, so you got to start then." And this is a full-time job, all that kind of stuff. So I went in the next day. I was like, "Hey guys, I'm putting in my rest of the day notice, and I'll be done with the working here. I'm going to be on the road." And they actually said, they wrote a letter, or whatever, said that I was eligible for retirement, and I really appreciated my time.
That's nice.
Well,
They were
that's
cool.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
they
cool.
were really cool about it.
Nice.
And see,
And they're like,
nice
go,
when-
go live your dreams. They're all excited
It's
for me.
nice when they're understanding. Like, when I worked at McDonald's, when I did my, when I was in the service at McDonald's.
Thank you for your service, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. When you're 15, 16 years old, I'm sure the general manager knows this is not going to be a career.
Right.
Eventually, he's going to leave us.
Yes.
You put in your 2 weeks, and, that's it.
I feel like I've been hearing more and more stories about. I feel like people stopped putting in their 2 weeks because jobs started getting vindictive. Like they are always like, the right thing to do is put in your 2 weeks, and you put in your 2 weeks, like you're no longer needed. You get taken off the schedule.
Yeah.
You're like, well, now you took. I made this other job say I couldn't start for 2 weeks to be loyal to you.
Yeah. And now you just let me
rewarded
go.
my loyalty by cutting me because you're mad I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
who
feel like
thought of the 2 weeks thing?
Well, I understand the idea behind it, where you could train somebody to come in, take your position, and help them out.
We could do that in a week.
Yeah. Or in a day.
We could do that in a week.
Gives ample time to adjust the change and to plan accordingly. That might include hiring a replacement and training your replacement.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Well, I guess that's the thing to do.
Yeah.
At McDonald's, I put in my 2 weeks. Enough time to train the next cashier,
Right.
next grill attendant. Well, there is a new trend with younger folks where they are capturing themselves quitting their job and posting the videos on social media.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which, hey, dummies. Would you want to have a quitter video in your Google search forever?
bad move.
Bad move.
Bad move. What do we know, though, Rizz? But bad move. Right? Like, I mean, we're having the conversations with our kids about social media.
Yeah.
And just about like, hey, man.
This is going to be forever.
Yeah, and like, I'm not saying you guys are not the greatest, smartest kids ever, but just don't forget, like, you're kids, and we all went through this, and we made dumb decisions. That's part of it. You're supposed to. Please make a dumb decisions. This is what you will do. Anticipate it.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't want to remember that forever, man.
Yeah, you hope that dumb decision is just a here and gone thing, lesson learned, fine.
Right,
Not
right.
going to follow me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I was like, if you're used to docking everything here, you're
Yeah, hiring.
gonna be bummed at yourself.
When you're up for a job, the first thing they do is Google your name.
Yep.
Imagine if it was the reverse of that, too. Like, imagine if there were managers out there being like, check out my firing video. And they just, like, were live streaming firing people. We would burn that person at the stake.
Hey, Jim makes a great point here. Says he doesn't offer us 2 weeks because a job wouldn't do that. A job doesn't say, hey, we're firing you. You got 2 weeks to get
Yeah.
out.
That's a good point.
Some people have that. I'm just saying, like, that was kind of what I was always told growing up. It was like, if you're going to quit a job, you can put in your 2 weeks.
That
That way
was
you leave
always
on good
hammered into our
terms.
heads.
You'll get a good reference. It was all of these things that were being kind of lorded over you. Like, if you don't do this, you won't get a good reference, and then you'll have a gap in your job history and all this stuff. And then, like, people start putting in their 2 weeks, and they'd be like, yeah, we don't need you. Today's your last day. And I'm like, well, now, it seems like if you're just trying to get your next paycheck, you're better off to just, like, tell them on Friday.
Well,
I'm
even
out.
the whole job reference thing has changed.
Sure.
Because now you can't call a former employer and ask about their performance.
Oh, that's
Like, so a former employer can't talk. Like, let's say you left on bad terms.
Yeah.
I can't call your former employer and ask what the story was.
You can ask if you would rehire that person, though.
Yes.
Why? When did this happen?
It's, I think it's a couple of
been
years
policy
now.
for a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
been a
did
while.
Learn work, at Payless? Yes.
Did she work here these
wish.
dates?
Yeah,
September.
you can get start. And
I don't
end
even
date.
know if that's a question you
can.
can ask.
You can ask.
Can you rehire?
You can ask, did they work there? Did they work there for these dates? So September 2011 to October 2013 or whatever.
To confirm your resume.
To
is
confirm.
true.
Confirm your
Yeah.
resume and you're not don't have job gaps, and then you can ask, would you consider rehiring this person? I think that was the only 3, because when I used to check applications at the bar that I managed, that was the only 3 questions I was pretty much allowed to ask.
Yeah. So you can't do a deep dive.
Are you a reference for a lot of people? Like, do people ask you to be a reference?
Yeah. And
Same.
I'm glad to.
And I'm
happy
glad to as well. I never get called though.
I was gonna say I've been a reference a lot of times.
I have maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I think I've been called once, forever ago. Once, maybe.
Yeah,
Never.
put my name
I
down.
don't think it. I don't think
Have
it
you done a
calls.
fake one for somebody?
Probably because of what you're saying. Like they can't. What are they going to ask anyway?
Right.
Nobody's doing those calls.
A
Yeah.
character reference is usually what
Yeah.
I get added to. They're like, "Hey, will you talk me up?"
Speak
I'm like,
highly of me? Sure.
Absolutely. Let's go.
You ever done a fake one for a friend? I've done a few.
Oh no, I've never have.
Yeah. I've had friends be like, hey, man, I put you down. I said you were my manager. And
Oh, that like George Costanza, Vandalay Industries.
yeah, pretty much. They were like, I said you were my manager at for these dates if you get a call. And I'm like, all right. And I'll get a call. And like,
I don't know. This whole thing is just another. You don't have to put everything online.
Right.
Like here's one. Here's an example. Somebody one posted a TikTok where this woman quits her social media job, and it there's no drama here, but
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Good. Sort of not.
I can't say it. I don't know how to say it.
I know. I knew it was coming when you said that.
I'm gonna cry.
Look, if it's what you feel like you need to do, then I
It's fine.
totally get it. We will be so sad and we'll miss you. But I'm excited for you and you'll do awesome.
I don't know what quitting goes like that. But I guess that's.
the kind you orchestrate for social media.
I guess
Yeah, no
so.
kidding.
At
Set
a social media company.
Yeah, for a social media company. Yeah.
Well, no, it sounds like everybody knew what was going to be coming, right? Like that to me, that sounds like a normal. I mean, yes, it could be staged, but it sounds like a normal thing. Like if you are already kind of putting out the vibes that, like, not disrespectfully, but like people can tell when you're maybe wanting to move on in your career.
Again, I just wouldn't want a quitter video in my Google search forever.
to tell you the
That's just
truth,
me.
it almost sounded like the one guy was happy to hear the news.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Oh, cool. We're gonna fire you anyway.
We're gonna be
Made
so
this a lot
sad.
easier.
Ha. I mean, we're gonna be bummed for
Now there
days.
are some very famous.
Oh yes.
There are some very famous quittings done on either video or audio. Now, Rafe quit over a loudspeaker. There are a couple people at Walmart who had quit over loudspeakers.
Yeah.
Attention Walmart shoppers and associates. My name is Beth from Electronics. I've been working at Walmart for almost 5 years, and I can say that everyone here is overworked and underpaid. We're told that we're replaceable. This company treats their elderly associates like to Jared, our store manager, you're a pervert. Greta and Kathy, I hope you can speak to your families the way you speak to us. Manage it, and this job, I quit.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Jared, you're a pervert.
Jared,
That's
you're a
scorched
pervert.
earth.
Good for her.
Keeping it real.
That was pretty similar.
Okay,
I didn't say he was a pervert, but I definitely let people know what kind of person he was.
here's another one at Walmart.
Attention, all Walmart shoppers, associates, and managers. My name is Shauna from Cap 2, and I just want to come on here and say Henry is a racist, stinky prick. Giovanna is racist. Elias is a prick of a manager. This company fires black associates for no reason. This company treats their employees like especially Cap 2 and Jimmy from Sporting Goods, Joseph the cashier, Larry from Garden Center.
Larry.
You're all perverts. And I hope you don't talk to your daughters the way you talk to me. Shout out to Ariel. Love you for getting me this job a year ago when I needed it most. The managers, this company, this position, that big lazy Chris Price. I quit.
Oh, Chris Price.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Yo, who's that Cheryl that got the shout out? Cheryl's
Yeah.
over there going, hey, shut up, don't say my name, stupid. I'm trying to stay.
Shout out to Cheryl.
A lot of perverts working at Walmart.
There's Jared and Chris.
Yeah.
It sounds like, I feel like one of these girls heard the other girls.
And it's
Yeah, they're about a year apart.
Pretty scripted. One felt like it followed the other script.
I must say,
No
though,
shout outs.
aside from the profanity that like they use, I think it like what an effective way to go. You know?
Scorched earth.
What's wrong with the
Scorched earth.
profanity?
Well, no, just for like the customer. Like, I'm just thinking, like, I want these girls to be looked at for what they're saying, not focused on like the profanity. And sometimes when you use that, people start focusing, well, that's, my son was in
I'm
the Walmart.
focusing on Chris and Jared being perverts.
Right. Same.
Chris in the garden center, you're a pervert. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I kind of like that they're dropping some profanity. It's Walmart. It wouldn't be the first time.
This was a clever one. A guy quit his job and he brought a marching band with him.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think this was at a hotel. So this guy quitting with a marching band.
Guys, what is this? Guys, all of you out right now.
Jared, I'm here to tell you that I'm.
So
And Jared can't catch a break in this segment.
So this guy goes up to the manager and he's got a band with him.
Okay.
So at the beginning is the manager going, get out of here.
Yeah,
What's happening?
Like marching band, not rock.
Guys, what is this? Guys, all of you out right now.
Jared, I'm here to tell you that I'm quitting.
Joey quit! Joey quit! Joey quit! Joey quit!
Yep, Joey quits.
Joey, I thought they said Nolan.
Man.
That's great.
Oh, was it Nolan? I thought Joey.
I think it was
Joey Nolan has quit.
Joey Nolan. Maybe it was Joey Nolan.
Maybe they both. So shout out to Nolan.
Yeah.
Who got me this job.
That's how Nolan Ryan quit the Astros.
Yep. So he gets points for creativity there for sure.
Very
I
good.
love that, dude. I've always dreamed of having like a Four Top style backup singers to quit a job. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Have a marching band in your back pocket to call. That's
Jared, you're a pervert. It's like just backing you up. Everything you say, be like, F you, Jared, you're a pervert. Jared likes to touch you. Just having them in the background, that would be awesome, dude. Can you imagine? Just like four really cool black dudes in like nice suits.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I would love it.
Boys to Men comes out of retirement.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It's the end of the road.
Of the job.
Yeah, dude. Just put in just go in there and tell people what you think about them and then have somebody like reinforce the message.
And that's what
cool
this guy did.
Motown way. That'd be awesome.
I mean, this guy went the marching band route,
I like that.
but he definitely gets points for creativity.
For sure.
Now there is the reporter, the TV reporter, who quit
Oh man.
during the broadcast.
Is this the one in Alaska?
Yes. This is the one who quit live on TV.
Now, everything you heard is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska. And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but I quit.
Yeah.
All right, we apologize for that.
And we wish her luck in
Immediate
her future weed endeavors.
If I remember correctly, so she quits during the report. This is a reporter. I guess the president of the Alaska Cannabis Club, and she's going to focus all her efforts on legalizing marijuana in Alaska. So she, F it, I quit, and they cut to the two anchors at the desk who are stunned.
Right.
Stunned. Let's listen to that again.
Not that I have a choice, but I quit.
I'm out.
All right, we apologize for that. We'll be right back. Pardon for us. Meanwhile, the Vote Yes on 2 campaign held a fundraiser last night with Gary Johnson.
Go to commercial. And the earpiece. Go to commercial. Go to commercial. Wait, no.
We don't have
got
it.
another video package right
We
now.
don't have it.
Dang, dude.
And
Meanwhile, 4 months later, it was legal, and she was looking for a job.
yeah. Meanwhile, probably the most famous.
No, the best.
The most famous quitting on air. And Lauren, you've heard this. Scott, I know you've heard this.
The one that I feel
Moon.
is honestly the most genuine. If any of them have to, if there's a competition for genuine points, this one is Hall of Fame. You can't beat
Yes.
it. This
Yes.
is this is the Gretzky marks.
Really?
Oh yeah. This is the most famous radio quitting, I think, in the history of
Well, it's on the radio.
oh yeah.
This is in the voices. This voice right here is in the head of every DJ out there that's having a really bad day because of their bosses or whatever. This is their conscience speaking.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's up there.
So this is a woman who's doing a music shift, and I think it's in Baton Rouge. I'm somewhere down south, at a radio station down south.
I think she says it in the beginning.
Maybe. And her name is, she goes by Inetta the Mood Setter.
Yes.
Nice.
And she is not happy.
She's going to set
setting
the
a
mood.
mood.
He sets the mood
She's
here,
here
baby.
to set the mood. Inetta the Mood Setter.
Is there a Jared in this clip?
There's no Jared.
All right.
She does name check, I believe, a couple people, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember that.
But here is Inetta the Mood Setter coming out of a song, like as if she's doing a regular music shift on an urban station.
It's soundbite worthy. I mean, these sound bites are everywhere.
So she comes out of a song, she plugs the morning show, and then quits. Here's Inetta the Mood Setter.
The big station 93 BLX. It is the Gulf Coast #1 for hip hop and R&B. And now with Ray and Miranda, the home team in the morning. Do it to it. What better song to do it to it? It's Inetta the Mood Setter. And I told you I had a very important announcement, and here it is. I refuse to walk around and watch people on my job looking over my shoulder, people lying to me, people talking about me. It's ridiculous. It is sad. I can't take it. I'm not going to take it. I don't have to take it. I'm not a dummy. I know how to find another job. But I refuse to walk around people. You can say what you want to say about me. And if you see me on the street, I'll let you know whatever you want to know. But I refuse. For the last 6 years, I made $6 an hour. That ain't nothing. I just got a raise after 6 years. I know I'm qualified, and after saying this, I don't care if I ever get another job in radio, period. It does not matter to me. But Inetta will not be setting the mood at BLX no more. I refuse to walk around with people that'll speak to you. Hey, Inetta, how you doing? But then as soon as you walk by, that bitch, I will not do it to myself anymore. So if you're confused about what I'm saying, listen very carefully. I quit this bitch.
On the big station, 93 BLX.
Into a sweeper.
WBLX.
Into a sweeper.
Pensacola, Florida, and Mobile, Lower Alabama's #1 station.
I quit this bitch.
Is that like Gulf Shores area?
Yeah, it's the Gulf
Gulf
Coast.
Shores.
Serving the Gulf Coast for over 25 years.
That is so good.
I made $6.
Didn't you and Woody used to
hour.
have that as your outro?
Oh, yeah, I quit this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to get in touch with her. People offered her jobs.
Good.
And I thought I read something not too long ago where she may have gotten herself in some kind of trouble with the law.
Bummer.
But, yeah, that is the most famous of all quittings. Live on the air. Inetta the Mood Setter, who will not be setting the mood anymore.
Yeah, you know, in radio, you have to. It always happens so fast. Like, you know, when people get fired because they don't want you to do something like that. So there's always it's always very swift. It's always a Friday. It's always after your show or before your show that you're fired.
Oh yeah, you're usually fired. Yeah, if you've been fired from a radio job, you don't usually get you do one last.
No.
One last.
Very rarely.
One last, very rarely.
Like, I mean, and there's been a lot of people, even in this building, who have moved on to different things, and management's been like, we trust that you won't light anything on fire.
That is super rare.
It is super rare, though. So anytime you hear a disc jockey who has gotten that opportunity, know that they are within good standings.
Yes.
And they're trusted to do that, because it is a rarity that
9 times out of 10, you'll be walked right out of the
escorted.
parking lot.
Yep.
We will get your stuff for you.
Yep.
You don't even have time to go back to your desk.
Right.
We will get your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll meet you in the parking lot.
Exactly.
They do that with sales here, too.
Mm-hmm.
With the sales department.
Well,
they walk you right out.
That's a little different.
Well, yeah, they don't want you grabbing files and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always swift.
Always swift. But Inetta the Mood Setter. That's why they also don't have, if you notice, studio doors, they don't have locks on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Can't lock the door.
A couple reasons for that, too. We know those stories. There's been particular DJs that have locked that door and decided to play what they want to play.
Right.
Yes.
And these are the public airwaves. You can't take them hostage like that.
No.
So
Yeah, broadcast studio doors don't have locks.
Right.
That you can lock from the inside. But, yep, Annette of the Mood Setter.
I'm trying
Where
to find
you
out.
at?
I'm trying to find out where she is right now, and I can't get
I
any
don't know.
information.
I don't know
On her
if she's in-
Instagram right now.
how's she doing?
Midday soiree with Inetta the Mood Setter, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time.
Oh, she's back on the air. When was that posted?
This was May 16th.
Oh, good for her.
Inspire You on Air. I can't tell if it's like an internet on-air situation or if she's actually on the airwaves, but she's still broadcasting somewhere.
Oh, so that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Great.
And that was
doing her
back in
thing.
that was back in 06 when she refused to set the mood anymore. That's nice to see. Nice to see that she landed on her feet.
Yeah, continued.
Continued on.
And you know what? Like, I feel like radio personalities, you have to have a bit of an edge to where you're not afraid to speak your mind. Otherwise, why would you do this?
Sure.
And so she's right in that vein of an air personality for sure.